All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah HaKodash. A double honors unto the apostles and elders of JMS Great Millstone. And a sincere Shalom tell you I can bring out this word in diligence and in truth. So I want to set y'all on this account here in the book of 1 Kings, the 21st chapter, concerning King Ahab and Naboth, and ultimately, Jezebel, wicked ass, man. Right, because there's a few things in which we can learn, from this account. Most importantly is obedience unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And another one is especially when it comes to counsel about duties and matters, man. You have no business talking to your woman, man. Because the scriptures talk about, and I'll grab it first. Matter of fact, I may just pull it a couple times during this lesson. But this is coming from the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 25 and 19. And it reads, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. And Yahweh Shem Shai made sure that this was written for our learning, man. It says, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. So let's get into it. This is 1 Kings 21. And I'm going to start here at the top. It says, and it came to pass after these things that Naboth, the Jezreelite, had owned a vineyard which was in Jezreel, hard by the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria. And Ahab spoke unto Naboth, saying, give me thy vineyard, that I may have it for a garden of herbs, because it is near unto my house, and I will give thee for it a better vineyard than it. Or if it seem good to thee, I will give thee the worth of it in money. And Naboth said to Ahab, Yahweh forbid it me that I should give the inheritance of my fathers unto thee, right? Because that plot of land, was to be given unto his posterity, right? Because it was passed down from generation into generation. It says, and Ahab came into his house heavy and displeased because of the word which Naboth the Jezreelite had spoken to him, for he had said, I will not give thee the inheritance of my fathers. Right? And he laid him down upon his bed and turned away his face and would eat no bread. So he was mad at the fact that, that covetous nature that he had within him, it wasn't able to be fulfilled, man. He wanted something that he couldn't obtain, that wasn't supposed to be given unto him. Right? It says, but Jezebel, here it comes, his wife came to him and said unto him, why is thy spirit so sad, that thou eatest no bread? And he said unto her, because I spake unto Naboth the Jezreelite. Now here it is. Naboth could have, Ahab could have received, certain benefits, whether it, or the crops of the land, he could have paid for them, but instead he wanted it all. But it was ordained that Naboth was to keep it, right? It says, because he said unto her, because I spake unto Naboth the Jezreelite and said unto him, give me thy vineyard for money, or else, if it please thee, I will give thee another vineyard for it. And he answered, I will not give thee my vineyard. And Jezebel's wife said unto him, dost thou not govern the kingdom of Israel? So here it is, she's pumping his head up with pride, basically saying, are you not the king, right? Are you not the king of Israel? Should you not get what you want? Who is he to say this, right? It says, does thou now govern the kingdom of Israel? Arise and eat bread and let thine heart be merry. I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite. So here it is. She completely overstepping her bounds. And one, he should have never told her. And two, it shows you how wicked women are. And he also left out the point that the Lord Yahweh ordained that land to be Naboth and his peoples, man. Right? It says, so she wrote letters in Ahab's name and sealed them with his seal and sent the letters unto the elders and to the nobles that were in his city dwelling in Naboth. So here it is. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Watch how she basically brings forth blood, Naboth's blood upon the house of Ahab, man. And she wrote in the letter saying, proclaim a fast and set Naboth on high among the people, right? And set 2 men, sons of Belial, right, before him to bear witness against him, saying, thou didst blaspheme the Most High and the King, and then carry him out and stone him that he may die. Right, so these same things, that's why the scripture says that which is, matter of fact, I'm going to grab it out of the book of Ecclesiastes. It says the thing, 1-9, the thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Hey, women have always set up men, you know, to be oft, so to speak, man. I'll just put it like that, right? There's always been times in history where women have used, you know, their power of beauty, their power of seduction, you know, their power to box to you know, ultimately have men killed. Because that's exactly what she did. She literally set up Naboth to be killed because Ahab couldn't receive of what the Lord said he wasn't supposed to have. Right? So it's important to watch not only the women who's around you, but understanding the true character and spirit of women in general, man. Right? It says, it said 2 men, sons of Belial, before him to witness against him, saying, thou didst blaspheme Yahweh and the King, and then carry him out and stone him that he may die. And the men of his city, even the elders and the nobles who were of the inhabitants of in his city, did as Jezebel had sent unto them. And as it was written in the letters which she had sent unto him, they proclaimed a fast and set Naboth on high among the people. And there came in 2 men, children of Belial, and sat before him. And the men of Belial witnessed against him, even against Naboth in the presence of the people, saying, Naboth did blaspheme the Most High and the King. Then they carried him forth out of the city and stoned him with stones that he died. Right? So she just set him up. Right? Here it is. And he was just being obedient unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Right? And what? A wicked woman uprooted it all. Uprooted it all. And this is also a lesson as to why our apostles always say, hey, women have no business within the church, man. Here it is. Hey, you have a council between men, and you have women within those councils giving their 2 cents, you know, or trying to rationalize when the scriptures clearly tell you the Most High have deprived them of wisdom, right? So now you have what? Drama, and now you have blood or potentially fights, you know? You have all these different things within the body of a church. This is why their position is outside of ministry, man. Tend to the home. Tend to the children. You know, teach other women. You know, and not going into the precepts, man. Elder Manata Zagba just did a video on that. You know, a woman was just trying to teach, saying, "Oh, I'm teaching other women," but then going into scriptures and pulling precepts, man. That's not your duty. The flock, yea, the flock of the Lord's pasture are men, as it says in the book of Ezekiel 34 and 31, man. Right? But here it is. She took it upon herself to go ahead and bring blood upon a man's house. And ultimately it brought forth judgment unto her and the king, which it later on went into his posterity. But nevertheless, you know, because of her and because of him, you know, not being able to just take a, you know, that low. And what he did, he talked to his woman, pillow talked, to a point where she was like, okay, well, I got to do something. And the wickedness within her, took it over the top, right? She could have just planted or had, you know, men plant him a vineyard. He's the king. It's land around him. She could have just had him had his servants or whomever plant a vineyard around somewhere else. But no, this is what a covetous spirit does, man. And this is ultimately like Esau's behavior, right? The scripture says in the book of Habakkuk, how he taketh fields, or it's like, I believe it may be Micah. He coveted fields by violence. One second. Yeah, Micah 2:2. And they covet fields and take them by violence. and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Right? So let's continue to read. And as the scripture says, man, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Jake in the hood and everywhere else, have been in positions where they've been set up by women, through another man, and lots of blood has been shed that way, man. Continuing. All right, this is verse 15. And it came to pass when Jezebel heard that Naboth was stoned and was dead, that Jezebel said to Ahab, Arise, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, which he refused to give thee for money, for Naboth is not alive but dead. And it came to pass when Ahab heard that Naboth was dead, that Ahab rose up to go down to the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite to take possession of it. And the word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, Arise, go down to meet Ahab king of Israel, which is in Samaria. Behold, he is in the vineyard of Naboth, whither he is going down to possess it. And thou shalt speak unto him, saying, Thus saith Yahweh, Hast thou killed and also taken possession? And thou shalt speak unto him, saying, Thus saith Yahweh, In the place where dogs lick the blood of Naboth shall dogs lick thy blood, even thine. And Ahab said unto Elijah, Thou hast found me, O mine enemy. And he answered, I have found thee because thou hast sold thyself to work evil in the sight of the Lord. Right? And that's exactly what happened. You sold evil in the sight of the Lord, man. Because here it is, that wicked covetousness, ultimately, of him not being able to take what the Lord just told him to do, which was leave it alone. And he went and what? Complained about it. Right? It says, and Ahab said to Elijah, and he still coveted it within his heart. How do we know? Because even to the point where Naboth was dead, his ancestors or his lineage was supposed to take that land, man. Right? It says, and Ahab said unto Elijah, Hast thou found me, O my enemy? And he had answered, I have found thee because thou hast sold thyself to work evil in the sight of the Lord. Behold, I will bring evil upon thee, and will take away thy posterity, and will cut off from Ahab against him, or him that pisseth against the wall, and him that is shut up and left in Israel, and will make thine house like the house of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha the son of Ahijah, for the provocation wherewith thou hast provoked me to anger, and made Israel to sin. And of Jezebel also spake the Lord, saying, The dog shall eat Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel. Right? Now, it goes down into it to basically say that he repented. Right? Ooh, I gotta keep reading. It says, Him that dieth of Ahab in the city, the dog shall eat, and him that dieth in the field shall the fowls of the air eat. But there was none like unto Ahab, which did sell himself to work wickedness in the sight of the Lord, whom Jezebel his wife stirred up. So that wicked root was already in him. It took the catalyst of his wicked ass wife, to further it. But it was already within him, man. So his heart was impure, I should say. Right? Wicked king. It says, and he did very abominably in following idols. There it is. And it broke the first commandment, putting gods before Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, according to all the things as the Amorites, whom the Lord cast out before the children of Israel. And now it speaks about how he repented. But the Lord ended up saying, the scriptures say, he brings evil upon his house. So his sons and his sons' sons, his posterity. But that's the point, man. And this all comes from what? Him not being able to take the L in terms of not getting what wasn't meant for him. If something wasn't meant for you in the Lord, or a message was that the Lord wasn't giving it to you, just take it, man. It's the same in our lives, man. We may pray for a certain thing, and then the Lord either eventually give it to us or grant it, or he doesn't. And either way, the answer is given, And either way, the answer is given. And with that answer, that's what it is. You don't fight up against it. You just take it, right? But in this situation, he allowed that wickedness within him, and he just had to have it. That's the spirit of Esau. Edom, insatiable appetite. Here it is, you're the king, but you just gotta have what another man has, right? And his wife was no better. So judgment unto both of them, So that's just the point. Just want to bring forth this account, to bring out some spiritual gems out of it. Lord willing, was edifying. want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah HaKodash. And double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone. And a sincere shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.